In 1920, a dark chapter of Canada's history began. Residential schools for children from the First Nations were opened with the mission to kill the Indian in the child and to civil the children so they would fit into the Canadian society. Aboriginal children from the ages 17 to 15 were taken away from their homes against their parents' wish, separated from siblings and friends. In the school they lived in, dormitories. When they first arrived, the traditional clothing was taken away and their hair was cut off. Most of the residential schools were run by churches, so the Aboriginal spirituality was condemned. The language that had to be spoken by everyone was English. The children were not allowed to speak their first language. The residential schools took away their identity, language, and culture. They took away everything that makes a person who they are. But there are even darker sides of residential schools. The teachers were very harsh and cruel. They sometimes hit the children. Many children were physically, mentally, emotionally, and even sexually assaulted. From the total of about 150,000 children who went to residential schools, 80,000 still live today and are called the residential school survivors. Many of them describe their time in the residential schools as a humiliating and degrading experience. The First Nation children went through so much at those schools. They were hurt in many different ways for a very long period of time. And even though those dark days are over, residential schools have left behind deep scars.